This week we're going to teach the trick pull, which is not just a cool trick in itself, for example, untying your shoelaces, pulling your socks off, or unzipping your sweater, but you can also teach tricks like opening the fridge door by fading a rope that the dog pulls on to a very small piece, and then finally teaching the dog to pull open the door or the drawer. So the first step is different depending on whether your dog is very over-enthusiastic about pulling on things like tug toys, or if your dog just doesn't like putting anything in their mouth. So if you have a dog that doesn't like putting anything in their mouth, the first step you need to do is first to teach them to like grabbing something. So we like to use bully sticks or something that's not easy to get a piece of food off of, and then offer it to the dog so that the dog takes it in their mouth, and then when you pull back, you click the dog pulling to get the object for themselves. So a bully stick or other items. You can also use something like rawhide, which isn't a very healthy or safe treat for your dog, but the great thing about rawhide is they might want to hold it and pull it, but you can still entice them to let go by giving them some meat. So you don't want to use something like pig's ears or anything like that, because they might not want to let go of it. If you have a dog that just won't put their mouth on a little rope, you can start out using a tug toy that's very enticing and tease the dog with it. And at first, with a shy dog or a dog that's timid, you're just going to click them looking at the toy, taking a step towards the toy, and simply touching the toy with their mouth as the first step. With an overenthusiastic dog, you don't want to start out with things that they really like. For example, their favorite tug toy, because they might just learn that the cue pull means to jerk as hard as you can. We want to teach the cue pull to mean pull very gently with even pressure to open a door and not rip it off its hinges, or turn on a light and not just rip the light switch right off the light. Okay, so to do that, you want to start when your dog is calm and relaxed, and you want to use something that your dog doesn't find interesting at all. You can also try using the food method, where you have a bully stick to teach the behavior of pull, because it's not associated with a game if you play tug with your dog, so you can initiate that cue pull with the bully stick. You can also, as I said, use something that the dog doesn't really like to hold in his mouth anyway, and always make sure you have some amazing reinforcement for letting go. So after you click and your dog doesn't let go, that tells you you need to use a less exciting thing to hold and more exciting treats. Step 1. Entice your dog to pull on something and click it. So we're going to try the technique of seeing if Lumos will take the bully stick, because he's more excited about toys than treats. So the minute he puts his mouth on it, I'm going to click and treat, and then later I'm going to see if he might pull on it. But I don't want to wait too long, because I don't want him to get disinterested in it. Good boy. The great thing about using a bully stick instead of a toy is I don't want him to readjust his mouth while he's learning the trick of pull. I want it to just be that he closes his mouth and pulls like that. So it's not very fun to open and close your mouth on a bully stick like this. So he's going to learn that to get it, he just needs to pull on it. Once your dog is reliably pulling on the bully stick, you can then offer your dog a rope or piece of cloth and see if your dog will offer the pulling behavior. If you have a dog that tugs very gently on a tug toy, you can click and reinforce your dog for tugging on the tug toy, and then present them with the rope or cloth that you're going to use. Good job. Step 2. Click for more duration. Pull backwards on the rope to see if you can get your dog to pull the rope for a longer period of time. Step 3. Add cue. When your dog is reliably pulling on the rope, you can add your cue. So first I'm going to see if he will pull on it reliably, where after he eats the treat, he immediately pulls on it when I move it around. He's not doing it, so I'm not going to add my cue yet. Oh. Oh. Awesome. Oh. Oh. Step 4. Practice with different items to pull. You can also fade the string so the dog is pulling a handle. Here we are teaching Trish the trick of undoing someone's shoelaces. As I wrote in the written description, teaching your dog to pull on parts of your clothing is not a very good behavior to teach as one of your dog's first behaviors in case they don't learn stimulus control and start offering the behavior to get your attention. Instead, you can teach them the cue of pull only in relation to pulling on the specific rope that you teach them. Then, when your dog has mastered stimulus control with other behaviors and has learned what behaviors do get your attention, like laying calmly or giving you calm attention, then you can start doing tricks like this one.
Good job.
Here you can see how we faded the rope by cutting off little bits of it so that the rope became smaller and smaller. When you tie the rope to something for the first time, you can click your dog for making the smallest effort at first and then build on it. When the pulling behavior becomes strong, you can add it into a behavior chain. Tug uses the back foot targeting exercise from week 11 to close the door.
Kick.